And now, welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars, the Oliva Cigar Family, and the J.C. Newman Cigar Company. Coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Oh, hey everybody, welcome. We got a fantastic final show of the season here, and we have our wonderful friend and brother Luciano from Luciano Cigars on, and we're excited. We're excited for the holidays, and we are truly excited for our special guest, which we're going to learn a lot more about him shortly. And you can see Bob and Frank are certainly very excited with an empty bottle of Woodford that they started earlier this morning. And the two of them, so if they can't speak, you understand why. If they speak too much, you'll understand why.
No, we're not falling asleep. Listen, the one thing I can tell you, we will never fall asleep when Luciano's on.
No, never.
Why? Because the man is a wealth of knowledge. And I just love.
It's too interesting.
He is.
He's the second most interesting man in the world.
That's
Let's put it that way.
He's
right?
the first.
He's the first.
He's the first.
Well, he's definitely the
Well,
most
he's younger than the first, so I'm going to make him the
traveled
second.
man in the world.
He is the most traveled man in the world. That I can tell you. He really is. He's been there. If you name a place, I bet you Luciano's been to that place.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah, probably with it.
Anyway.
And that's why, that's why I have the Luciano Traveler, the box right here. This, let me tell you, if you haven't had a Traveler by Luciano, you haven't smoked a great cigar yet in your life. I mean, this is truly that we were talking before the show, right, Kyle? And we're saying, when did the Traveler come out? And I guess we'll bring Luciano on because he can kind of give us a little background as to how that all came to be. Let's get Luciano on board, because you know what? I don't want him sitting around in the green room. There's no food there.
Oh no, we forgot to give him the spread.
There's only liquor.
That's only liquor. They only send me liquor. That's it. No. So you can imagine how the show's going to be tonight.
That's right.
Sounds good already.
Just drinks, no food.
Yeah.
Well, it's the end of the year budget, so
That's right. It was all alcohol based. We had a lot of alcohol left, so we figured we might as well end it now.
Understood.
Ooh.
Hey, first of all, first things first. So a big kiss to my dear friend Patricia, who just tuned in here. Patricia and Scott, I can see you here.
Yes.
Thanks for showing up. You have the Traveler. Man,
yes.
I mean, I don't have the Traveler anymore. How do you have the Traveler?
I have an empty box of it. That's what I have. You know what I use? You know what I have? Why? I keep this on display, Luciano. This sits right on top of my case where I have all my cigar-related items, and it sits right at the top. Why? Because I absolutely love the fact that this was actually, you printed this right on the box, correct? I mean, it's not like something that's attached to it. It's printed directly onto the box.
Yeah, that was it's a Cigar Ring company. They do that. They print the graphics straight to the box. So it's an interesting process. So it's good
amazing.
for like limited editions and stuff.
Yep. And
it's one of the greatest boxes that I've ever seen.
It is.
It's awesome.
It is. I mean, and the cigar inside is just as special as the box.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's the thing. But I smoked them all because I could not stop myself.
Well, how
Can't not resist. You have to.
No.
That's good.
And Luciano was so kind to send us cigars to smoke. And Bob and I immediately were doing our little pre-show, and we lit up the Tenebris. And I believe that's how you pronounce that. Tenebris, right?
Tenebris.
And it was so different. And it's amazing because we were used to your Fiat Lux, the
white.
Intuition. He calls it the white label.
I call it the white label.
The Intuition. And two very, very uniquely different experiences. Totally different. And I think that that's the beauty. And we talk about Luciano and we talk about like his signature. And I do believe that the cigars that you blend have a certain signature that's uniquely yours. And it's like the secret sauce. But he has some.
But don't push him to tell us.
I know. I know he's not going to tell us. But
no,
it really is. But we're going to smoke a great cigar. Now, you guys have smoked this before. I have not smoked the Peter James yet. So
no one has. I don't know who said us. I haven't.
No, we did when we had the honor of meeting up with Luciano at the Big Smoke here in Tampa at the Hard.
And guess what? I never smoked mine. I put it in my backpack, and it stayed in my humidor, and it's still there. But he said, I have more. So now I feel like today's a special enough occasion because Luciano's here that I can smoke it.
You will be completely amazed at this.
Fantastic.
There you go. I mean, I don't know how you're going to say it otherwise now because I'm here.
Well, this will be my first, so we'll see how that goes.
We're gonna pop our cherries, Luciano.
No, be honest. Be honest. I mean,
honesty is the only way we know.
That's
all we know. Should I cut it? Should I do this as a straight cut or a V cut?
Straight cut.
I think it's a straight cut, and I'll explain the reason why. The straight cut is just that this cigar has just what I call the perfect draw, right? So it's not loose, it's not tight, it's just kind of that perfect draw.
Yeah.
And if you want to keep the intentionality of the draw and have all the flavors that we wanted to delivered, make sure you do a straight cut for this one. That's my advice. There you
go.
Since you're alive,
I always like a straight cut of everything.
Bob never listens to advice, so he did a V cut.
I did a V because I always do a V.
It's fine. It's fine too.
And you know what?
No worries.
The draw is sensational.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
The dry draw is beautiful too. Tasty.
Hey, everybody listening, please hit the share button, man. Let's get Luciano around the world tonight.
So there's a lot of special tobacco in this cigar, and you can tell just on heating up the I'm just like the foot odor.
Yeah, the foot odor. It's like,
oh my God. Yeah.
Oh man.
There's a lot of special tobacco there for sure.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's not a question.
Try the retro.
Oh yeah, no.
Retro.
You got to be careful. This is not a cigar for novices.
No.
Okay?
The retro's hot sauce.
If you're a novice and you retro this right off the Get Street, make sure you have eaten well. A nice steak before this, right, Luciano? A nice steak. No?
I would say for me the best time to smoke is when you're hungry. That's something that I've always say, and I'll always make sure I make that point, man. Because when you're hungry, it's when all your taste buds are more like opened, you know. So it's when you can really really kind of feel everything. It's when you're hungry. Whenever you're hungry, you're salivating more. Whenever you're hungry, you're more propense to pay attention to flavors as well. I know sometimes what you experience and you think it's a strength is actually acidity. So it's when you feel like that kind of tingling in your nose eventually, especially the first kick of any cigar that has Ecuadorian or Nicaraguan tobacco. You get maybe a little bit of that, but you see that it just kind of smooths out as you go.
That immediately smooths out. Like
I'm downwind from you, and boy, the aroma that comes out of that, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you know immediately that you're smoking something very special.
Yeah, it's a Luciano.
It's a Luciano.
What can make actually people sick is when the tobacco is under fermented and there's a lot of ammonia. Ammonia makes you kind of sick. Makes you sometimes even drowsy. You know, but the nicotine doesn't do that. And actually, the more ammonia, the less nicotine your body absorbs. So you with this specifically, this cigar has so many aged tobacco that you're not going to have any experience of ammonia there. So it's going to be a good experience. That I can promise.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. Right now, this is a great experience, and this is a cigar that I will hate at the end because it's at the end. So that's the problem with a cigar like this. You don't want it to ever end, Luciano. You see, that's the problem.
So don't be a vacuum tonight. Nice.
Oh, I'm smoking this I'm smoking it nice and easy.
Easy, slow.
Yeah.
Slow. Very tasty.
Wow.
So tell us about the cigar. Let's
How did
start
this
from the beginning on this one.
kind of happen? How did this blossom? And
Listen, everything started with John Lorendi, right? So John Lorendi approached me. This was back in a TPE of like 2-3 years ago. I don't even remember. And we kind of met each other through a common friend, talked a lot, spent some time together. At that time, he was actually trying to make a cigar with a different factory or something. So I have no idea. But he gives me his cigar, asked me to try. I just asked him a favor. Said, since you haven't undisclosed the factory to anybody, just don't tell me which factory it is.
right.
I don't want to experience any kind of
Bias or anything like that
or something. Yeah. So I just tried the cigar, saw a couple of things, and from that conversation on, the year next, it was 2022, because the year next, 2023, we start like sharing some samples, talking about a possible work together. And then they came with a very interesting proposal, which was for us to create a company together, not just make a cigars for them. They wanted us to distribute, and then we look at that. We had some other distributions going on with other brands, and we said, our team, didn't want to get into distributing other brands at that time. He said, no, you don't understand. I want you to be a co-owner of this brand so you can build this together. So that's when everything started, and then we start working on the cigars, and we ended up going with a blend that was very special to me, because we worked together. This is back in 2023 during the trade show, and I called that blend Deep and Shallow, just because this high acidic notes at the beginning and then becomes so profound, so deep. And in between, you see all kinds of these layers of sweetness. And so we got excited about the blend. And then John had this insight that was something new was emerging out of this partnership. So then he decided to call Emergence. So that's the name of that cigar, Emergence, by Peter James. And today we are in this kind of full partnership, and we co-own the brand Peter James in cigars, and this is our first product.
Yeah. I mean, I love that picture of you. You always look so dapper. I mean, he always looks so good. I don't know how he does it all the time. Every image you see of Luciano out there,
that's so funny, man.
Frank, I still remember him in his whites.
Yes,
when he was all dressed in white.
I think if I could merge, that voice of Frank with this look, then will be unbeatable.
No, not my voice, Luciano. You don't want any part of my voice. Even I can't stand my voice. And when
you're doing all these commercials, man.
No, they scare me. Those commercials scare me. When I hear myself, I want to puke. I think I sound bad. I sound bad. I do.
You don't, brother. You don't. You're great, man. You're great.
You know what I love when you rebranded your company, and it was on this beautiful marble with gold. I'm sure that was very intentional on your part, because it's so simple that it's beautiful, and I think that's where you shine, is in its simplicity. I think
it radiates elegance.
Exactly, elegance, and it talks to his cigars, because there's simplicity and elegance in the cigar, but the complexity of the cigar is amazing. So it's like a dichotomy. I don't even know how you do this. You create in a way that is really magical.
When you think of marble and gold, two separate things, you think of high end right away.
Oh, yeah.
And Luciano is high end. Let's face it. I mean, his cigars, they speak for themselves. This is top shelf stuff.
It's just class. Basically, he's got class. His cigars are class.
Exactly.
And it's amazing at how far the Luciano brand has come in such a short time.
Yes,
it is amazing.
Even though he says it's not a short time, because for him it's not. He's been doing this for a long time. Yeah. But he's stepped out of his own shadows.
In the beginning, I remember when Luciano used to sell Kool-Aid on the corner. And look at him now.
See, it worked. It worked.
Yeah,
it's working perfectly. Look at that.
But all of your brands, I mean, each and every one of them is so unique and so special. So across your entire line, there's nothing that each cigar is so unique that you know that you're not getting something that's kind of rehashed, because a lot of brands, they'll kind of rehash certain things, I guess. I think when you come out with a new line, it truly is new. It's not kind of take something and then
something.
Throw a label on, throw a band on it and say, hey, here it is. It's not.
No,
I appreciate it, brother. I mean, listen, I think if there's one thing, and we get this from the reps all the time and some other close friends, and say, man, I mean, what is that we see that's kind of unique, right, into what you do? Because I mean, there's so many good companies out there, so many good cigars, so many good tobacco, people that have been doing this for centuries, like you have so many tradition on this business.
Right.
But if there's something that I always felt like I had to do was to, within our portfolio, we cannot create the same cigar. It has to be different within our portfolio, just for starters. If I can make something different than everybody else, it's a big pretension, but sometimes we can achieve that. I think we have achieved in some of our cigars. But within our portfolio, the idea is always to produce something that we haven't produced before, or create a taste profile that we haven't created before. I think some companies, they aim exactly the opposite, and I respect that. Sometimes people wants to create a sort of a kind of very defined identity, right? We have companies that only make cigars with the tobacco they grow.
Right.
For me, growing tobacco is actually what gives me leverage to use other tobaccos. So I can actually, exchange tobaccos, or I can sell and buy some other types of tobaccos. So, but it's fine. I know companies where I smoke their cigars. I say, oh, this comes from this factory. I already know. I think in our lines, one of the most common things I hear is that it's a clean smoke. So everything is clean. Nothing is like you don't see any harshness, any kind of crazy kind of spiciness. So you get a lot of different notes, but you don't see that characteristic. But besides that, I believe that every single thing that we have out there is different from each other. You guys have cigars in front of you that they are completely different from each other.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, this
even in the Fiat Lux, the Tenebris and the Fiat Lux. So there's a lot of differences there.
Yes, big time differences. Bob, when you're smoking this cigar, what does this bring to mind for you? As
heaven.
See, I was going to say heaven.
I'm speechless.
Right now, he's not going to talk. I can see he's going to enjoy this.
I'm just sitting here puffing on this and just like,
well, the salivation, as always with Luciano.
I'm salivating out of control, actually. But like Luciano said, it's so clean.
Yes.
Palate, you like searching for the. to get more flavor, but you can't because it's all there already on the puff. There's nothing left.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I love the nuances that exist in this cigar. There's that nutmeggy baking spice, but it's kind of coupled with Kyle. You've got. I know Kyle's got something to talk about when he's smoking this cigar too. He's sitting there and he's chomping at the bit.
No, I was just showing some of the different lines.
Oh yeah,
that Luciano has, because we had the Tenebris, we have the Fiat white label, as we like to call it, and
Intuition. I love that name. I love the names too.
Yeah.
They're just fantastic smokes. And the Luciano said that they're very, clean smoke. It's a very soothing smoke. Like even like when they burn, they don't burn
evenly, and they don't burn hot.
No.
Your finger right underneath it.
It doesn't burn. It's like it's you're just on a journey when you smoke a Luciano. I mean, you just I just want to sit back and do nothing for the next 2 hours and just enjoy.
I don't even want to talk. Let Luciano talk.
let's end the show, guys. Thank you very much for inviting me. See you guys. So this is the true statement of let the cigar speak for itself, right?
Yeah.
So we can all shut up and say goodnight to everybody.
A lot of people are asking, where can they get your cigars if their locals don't have it? I know Patricia's online, and they can go on her place and jump on board. How else can people get your cigars, Luciano? People are asking.
You're talking about online retailers?
Online, yeah. And how can they get it? I don't know.
Brick and mortar. Do you have a brick and mortar locator on your website as well?
We do. I don't know how up to date that is. That's a complaint we're getting recently. So, but we are working on it. So it should be out there. We are in let's say several hundreds, actually over 1,000 stores nationwide.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We do have some several shops that got Peter James. I don't know exactly how many of them, but on the Peter James, I know for sure that no, I don't know for sure. So, but you can find our stuff online. I mean, we are famous and smoking Corona cigars. You guys can find most of our stuff there too. So
there you go, folks. Just jump online and take a look for yourself.
You can go to stickman.com. So that's a good place that they do have Peter James there.
Oh, nice.
Stickman.com. Okay. There you go, folks. Take a look at that one and see what's going on.
Ask your brick and mortar guy to order them. Plain and simple.
Order the entire line. You're not going to lose out.
That's the best way. Go to a brick and mortar, your preferred brick and mortar, and if they don't have it, say, man, how come you don't have it?
Right.
Exactly. You gotta have it.
Demand it.
Exactly.
You gotta have it.
Yeah.
So how many lines are now on this, on your line, I guess I'm going to say? How many do you have? Do you have a count still? I mean, you've been putting out a lot lately. Have you lost track?
Man, you messing with me now. I don't remember. I mean, you have to kind of try to kind of figure out, but I would say I think in totals of SKUs today is somewhere around 55 or 56. I would say, I think it's probably about 12, maybe 12 brands, 11 to 12. It's not that much.
Yeah, but
in different
vitola sizes. So
yes,
that's the thing.
So most of our stuff it's from 3 to 4 vitolas, some kind of special sizes sometimes. Yeah.
And get hold of Patricia. She says she'll ship them out to you anyway, folks.
There we go. Just call Patricia. By the way, yeah, absolutely. Call Patricia. She'll ship it to you. She's commenting here. Patricia is the owner of Casa Aficionado in Delaware, Ohio. It's one of our sponsored lounges.
Right.
It's called Casa Aficionado Luciano Cigar Lounge.
Awesome.
And that's another thing you've started dabbling into. You've got a few branded lounges now, don't you, Luci?
We do. We do have today 4. We are very excited about these partnerships. We have Lit Cigar Lounge, Industrial Cigars in Texas. We have Fed Ash in Ashland, and then we have Casa Aficionado in Delaware, Ohio. And by the way, Patricia does ship the cigars, so make sure you reached out. I don't know, Patricia, if you have a website or not, but I have no problems with just put it in here. You know,
Yeah, put it right in here in the comments.
Text it in there, Patricia.
Yeah, put it right in the comments.
Well, how about here in the home state?
And
when are you going to have your own lounge here, Florida?
Well, man, you should open one. Invite me.
Bob's retired. He's on a fixed income.
There you go.
You know
exactly, man. You know most of the shop owners.
Bob will run it.
Most of the shop owners are retired, so
that's
this
it.
is true.
That is true.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. What other thoughts? Anything planned for the PCA? Any new releases coming up by any chance? Anything you can talk about?
Nothing planned. We just play by ear. No, I'm kidding. We do have a lot of things. We do have a lot of things planned for PCA. I think this is going to be a very special PCA. That's my feeling. Reason I say that more than any other time, it's because first, less PCA from a timing, right kind of around text, the fiscal year, the end of the fiscal year, and within less than a year from the previous trade show. I think that was not good.
Right.
But I'm not saying that they couldn't have done it different, so they had to go that way, so it's fine. But now it's been more than a year. It's going to be in a different location. It's more central. It is the weather seems to be kind of humid, but I mean it's
below
it's
sea
better.
level.
It's better in my opinion.
Better than the desert.
It's better than 120 degrees in the desert, and basically you don't leave. You stay indoors the entire time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it will be a lot of kind of. I heard from PCA recently there will be a lot of outside events and things happening at the French Quarter, and they already kind of rented nice places for parties and stuff. I think it will be a more kind of active. The only thing I think will happen is most buyers will show up in the afternoon because they're going to be partying to so late that's probably the only downside. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone that attends. I think it's promising. It's going to shape into be one of the best trade shows ever.
You got to have it here in Florida. This is the place.
He's like, get the PCA. Place. Do you have any pull with the PCA because he wants it here in Florida?
This is the heart of the industry. Is all here in Florida.
But people want to travel, Bob.
They can travel to Florida. The visitors could go to Florida and enjoy themselves too with great weather.
Like gambling. Well, we have gambling here. Everything is here. That's true. Everything is here.
I agree, man. We should have a trade show in Florida. I think actually trade shows should kind of travel.
Mm-hmm.
We should have
that makes sense.
We should have a trade show in every part of the country, so it's fair and good for everybody. Nobody can complain.
Right.
It's always going to be somewhere.
Yeah. The problem is, though, a lot of places are not very tobacco friendly, right? So that's an issue that the industry is facing, because I do know that in Massachusetts, they're trying to pass a law that's a generational.
They did.
They passed it.
They passed it. They passed it. I heard they passed it.
Do you hear about this craziness, Luciano? With if you were born after a certain year, you'll never be able to buy.
Every year you got to push back another year. You can't.
They started that in England.
I heard that, man. I heard that. I don't think
that.
I just hope that doesn't fly. Sometimes it passes but doesn't. Then you have to. They will file with the Supreme Court, etc. So they cannot actually overrule.
I don't even know
how
could they enforce it, Luciano? How could they enforce something like that? I mean, really. It's
I mean, you're going to be carding people,
really,
for tobacco.
Let me see what month and year you were born
in, and
Get
then
the hell out
after
of here.
that you can't.
That's exactly what they do, in some countries. So Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. I don't think this is going to fly, to be honest. I think this is, again, I'm not versed in American law, but what I can tell you is there are federal laws that protect our freedom. And
Right.
I think if you can regulate about smoking in a place or in a different place, but you cannot regulate your ability. You cannot dictate the ability of people to buy what they want
Right.
if it's a legal product. So I
Mm.
don't. I just think this is just against every single principle that this nation was
Right.
founded by.
All
So
right. And then Bruce Stark made a very, not come to Virginia. Bruce Stark says they learned nothing from Prohibition.
No.
No,
that's
and Prohibition didn't help anything. I mean, all
Well,
it
it
did
did.
was
It created
it
the
created,
mob.
well, yeah, it created, places that people still, I mean, you were bootlegging there, you created.
Speakeasy, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Now we got to go speakeasies to get cigars.
I know it'll be like it's not a speakeasy, it's a smoke easy.
Smokeasies.
Smoke easies. You have to go behind door number 3
Come
and you have to
on,
pull a
yeah.
lever and they'll
Gotta
let you
have the
in.
special knock and
Yes.
Yeah. Swordfish, let me in.
Is there a special inside joke, by the way, Luciano, from Josh Beaver? Michael Bublé is severely overrated. Is there something in there that we need to know?
All I can respond to you. Look at my response. And try to imagine what those initials are.
Why?
Josh, what has he started?
For you was his response. Just for you.
So I mean, you can imagine.
Oh, he's speechless.
So what I can say, man, he has a very good taste for music, but sometimes there's this inability to recognize good singers and good interpreters, and Michael Blaze, it's a wonderful singer,
Yes.
which
Yes,
I,
he is.
I think he's
Very
a great,
good.
of course. So everybody think he is, but
But
this,
Josh.
Josh.
come on. Josh has some kind of mental illness or something.
I love Patricia's response, from when we had her on our show. Shafulu.
Shafulu, Josh. Yes, exactly.
And everybody knows what Shafula means. Do you remember all that?
Yeah.
From the show?
No,
I
now I
remember
know,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. It must be, you know what? It's his last name is the problem.
Bublé?
No, Beaver.
Oh.
Exactly.
That's his problem. He wishes he had a different last name, and then he would like
I
Michael
thought
Bublé.
when the first time I went to Patricia's Lounge and I saw this kind of coasters saying Shufulu, I
Yeah.
thought, are you mad at me or something? Because it sounds like shut the fuck up, Luciano. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, God. Josh, you just don't understand what you're missing. That's all. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Too bad.
He's a good singer, and now that Tony is gone,
Yeah.
he was the last of the
The
best.
crooners. Of
Yes.
the crooners. So,
This guy can step into those shoes. I
Yep.
mean, he's the next in line, really.
right.
No,
Josh says, Josh, he's a cover artist.
Artist, he's a cover.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's wrong with that?
So was Tony Bennett. And
Right.
What? Oh my God.
He's too
So
young.
was Frank
Luciano,
Sinatra.
he's too young. He's too
Frank
young.
Sinatra was a cover
Frank
guy.
Sinatra.
yeah, oh yeah.
It's not like he wrote his own music. Frank never wrote a song in his life.
No, he never did.
I
I don't know, man.
No.
He just does these things to kind of mess with me. And I don't even listen to Michael Bublé all the time. It's just that we just got into this kind of argument for maybe 5 minutes one day, and then now he keeps talking about. I know I told you something mental or something.
It's the longest
Josh-
5 minutes.
Josh says it's a strong German name, Beaver.
Sie sprechen die Deutsch.
Speaking of Germany, your cigars are sold worldwide, correct, Luciano? It's you have distribution globally at this point, correct?
Yes, we do. We do have several countries. I think last time we count, I think it was 16. We're not as well international distributed as we wish, but we're getting there. The most important thing is I believe we have one of the most important, which is Germany. It is one of the largest markets, and we work one of the best people in the world, which is the Dalai
LA, yeah.
company, and Sali Dalai. He's one of the top distributors in Germany, and he is doing a fantastic job with our
Another great
products.
cigar that you created with him, the Delight, a fantastic cigar.
Mhm.
Yes, we got the we do one of the Dalais called the Dalai Nicaragua, and yeah, man, we are very proud of that relationship. I think it's going to be this next year. We'll complete 6 years of a very successful partnership with them.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How
Thank
is
you,
things going in Spain with the wine, Luciano? How you
the
making
wine
that
is
with
good.
that?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's well distributed there in United States. I mean, in Europe. We brought the bottles here. It's still sitting in a warehouse, so we still like trying to kind of tie distribution, etc. So uh, and by the way, there's a great opportunity in that distribution. If you're watching and you are a wine distributor, make sure you send me a message. We're talking
Yeah.
about wines that are 93, 94, 95, 96 rated,
Yeah.
97 rated by Wine
Yep.
Enthusiast
Which
Decanter.
is right.
It's not, this is like wines that are well established in Europe and very successful.
That's
And what type of variety is the wine made from? Varietal. What varietal grape?
So it's the region is Priorat.
Okay.
We have PX, Pedro Ziger. We have Grenache. There's some French grapes as well. So there's Merlot, there's Cab. But Grenache is probably the most predominant grape that you find in Priorat wines, and PX as well. So
Nice. And that pairs amazingly, I'm sure, with the Mas Ignace cigar that you created.
absolutely,
I've had that
absolutely.
cigar with a red, and it paired perfectly. And
It
that's not
does.
easy to do with a cigar and wine, because oftentimes I've tried and I'm like, no, there's something off with it. And you're the chemist. You really are. He's like, he's like the mad scientist. And, he's not going to create a cigar that isn't going to pair well with the wine and tell you about it. It's going to be the right blend. And what's the secret on that? Like, is there something that you have to do differently in order for that kind of magic to happen?
Well, what I think is sometimes we just stumble into pairings, right? Sometimes you accidentally make a good cigar that pairs well with a certain type of wine, etc. I remember when we launched the Traveler that you're talking about.
Right.
We noticed that the Traveler has such a kind of interesting high acidity, but at the same time nuttiness and acidity, that we realized that it was a great pairing with champagne. And I never had any cigar that pairs with champagne, and the Traveler was one of them. But that was a pure accident. We have other cigars. The Peter James is one that pairs really well with wine.
I could tell that this cigar would pair perfectly.
But it's very rare. It's very rare. So what we did with Mazignos was intentional. We actually tested the pH of the leaves of the blend itself together, pre-combustion, and then after we smoke the cigar, we'll test the pH of the ashes so we can get an idea of what the levels of the pH would be on the cigar, after combustion. And we try to kind of match what you find in terms of pH on bold wines that have more tannins,
right.
wines
Higher in
that
tannins, right?
So more protein. Yeah.
See, that's the thing that most people don't realize when you're blending, is you're taking a lot of that into account as you're blending your cigars. That a lot of people don't realize the chemistry behind it, and I think that's where you shine and your blends shine, is because they're so well thought out that you can do these things. And the Peter James, I could see immediately pairing beautifully with a nice red wine. There's like this beautiful nuttiness to it. It's very creamy. And at the same time, it's got that almost, I'm going to say, there's like a charred. I'm here. I'm going to sound like Joey. It's a little bit of that almondy, that almond pasty kind of marzipan.
The marzipan, really?
I'm going to do an ode to Joe. This has that marzipan, like almondy paste, like quality to it. That's what I'm kind of getting from it. It's really delicious because there's a sweetness to this cigar too.
Yeah, so that cigar, bro, it's something that we obviously proud of. The wrapper that you experience in the cigar is probably today one of the most expensive wrappers in the world. It's from a region of tobacco in Ecuador called Loja, where they usually grow coffee, and it's probably one of the closest regions to an active volcano. So when we receive these leaves, we have to clean all the ashes. And so it comes like almost like gray, not almost, it comes like all gray. So you have to kind of clean it. And then after you clean it, you wrap the cigar, you still have to clean the cigar because there's still some residuals of the ash on the tobacco. And we only use the Corona. It's a very thick part of the plant. So it's a very thick tobacco. So it takes a long time to ferment because it's thick.
I'm not getting that sulfury taste that you would automatically.
Well, there's
assume.
a saltiness.
No, but the sulfur.
Yes,
the sulfurness. I don't get it.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
No, there's no. Sulfur is actually something extremely positive to encounter in the tobacco. When you chemically analyze it, it becomes a very important component to create contrast for blending. But like when you think about that wrapper and then the binders that we use, a Brazilian binder that's also fermented for such a long time, so rare, so difficult to find, and all the fillers, the Medio Tempo that we're using, and all the tobaccos that we use for this specific blend is it takes a long time, and there's only one table working on this. All sizes. It's just one guy.
Wow.
Just one guy touches it.
Wow. And that's how you have complete control.
Perfection.
When you have quality control, you know who you're going to. It's not like you have to guess.
No, you screw up, you're it. You're it.
A lot of pressure on that guy. That's for sure.
It's only one guy, and that's all. He made every single size of it.
Wow. So this comes in how many different sizes? We're smoking, it looks like a Toro size.
Yeah, there's a Toro Sublime, and there is a Robusto, called the Robusto Extra. It's like it's a 52 by 50.
So now, is it a different smoking experience from one Vitola to the next?
There's always a difference. I think when you go to a Sublime, for example, there's a little more volume of smoke just because of the ring gauge, and on the 52 a little less. It has a lot to do with the habits of the smoker. So if you are someone that smokes quick, you feel that the Robusto is not the cigar for you because you're gonna pull like too much, and then the cigar is gonna warm up and in your hand. So you don't want someone that smokes too quick to get in a Robusto. But if you go into Sublime or a Toro, then that cigar is going to be a better experience for you. If you're a slow smoker, then I would say go to the smallest Vitolas, go to the Toro or go to the Robusto. I think it's all about the personal preference. There's nothing much more than that. Everything else you hear is just bullshit.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Have
you heard this? Have you heard this story about? I mean, how many people? See, the first thing that people say about Lanceros, it's that I love it because you can taste more of the wrapper, right? That's right.
Is that bullshit? Because I think that might be a little bit of bullshit.
No, it is slightly a bullshit. It's true that you got a little bit more of the wrapper, but you have to think that if you follow a proportion in the blend. Mm-hmm. And you are also following proportions in the prime of the wrapper. If I'm using a thinner wrapper for the Lancero and a thicker wrapper for my Toro, and I'm following that proportion of sorting the tobaccos properly, no, it shouldn't be any different. The wrapper doesn't taste more. So just mathematically speaking, if you are reducing the ring gauge of the leaf, also the fillers, they reduced in proportion with the circumference of the wrapper. So wrapper and binder, they also have a smaller circumference and in comparison to the other tobaccos that are inside. So they follow the same proportion, but it's hard because I agree that you will taste most of the times a little bit more of the wrapper, because for as thin as you can go in the wrapper, you're gonna still maybe not be enough to follow the proportions accordingly. So you might get a little bit, but I think there's more chances that you get more of the binder than actually the wrapper.
Right.
Because the binder usually, the binders usually are not super sorted, because they're already being sorted by quality. Whatever didn't make a wrapper becomes a binder.
Right.
So for you to go to a secondary sorting, it makes the cigar more expensive. So I think there's more chances you're smoking more of the binder than actually more of the wrapper.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes that makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense. Oh,
yeah. I usually make sense, Frank. I usually make sense.
When Ronnie talks, he makes no sense at all. So at least we have somebody who's making some sense, because Ronnie has no sense.
Don't you feel the love, Luciano? I mean,
So I was reading one of the comments here from Whitney Taylor. She's a sweetheart. She comes a lot to our
great
events
kid.
and stuff.
Yes.
And she was saying like that Fiat Lux was the first cigar she smoked after she found out she was pregnant. Don't freaking smoke when you're pregnant. Don't do that. Don't do that, Patricia, please.
Well, it's certainly a fertile cigar.
Fertile soil.
Someone said that, yeah, which is funny. Yeah. Anyways.
No, that's good. And Josh and Patricia have this little battle going on online here, and Fulo to Josh for sure. Oh boy, Josh Bieber. Well, you might have to talk to that sales rep and straighten him out there. You know what I mean, Luciano? He's giving everybody a hard time. What's up with that, Josh?
He can be trouble sometimes. Yeah.
Skinny Money says Ronnie has sense, just no dollars.
Yeah.
This is true. Hey, Skinny, I make tens of dollars every day. Just listen to me, all right? That's all I can tell you. It's excellent. No, boy, we're getting a lot of people to comment here tonight, and a lot of good stuff. Luciano, you've been around us for a while, and again, thank you for all the years of support and brotherhood and family. We feel like you're family with us anyway, and we've been watching you grow, and it's been amazing. And I know all the hard work that you, your family, and your entire staff, you guys nonstop. You're like 24/7. You just go and go and go, and now you got more boots on the ground. Ed has done a fantastic job in recruiting some amazing reps for you. And you mentioned earlier that you're in 1,000 stores.
That's pretty impressive in a short period of time. Literally, I mean, when you look at time, especially in the cigar business, and how long it takes to get established, I think that's just a tribute to you and your staff and your people, because they believe in what they're. I'm not going to even say selling, because I think it's more. I don't think you're selling. I think
you don't have to sell something. When you have something that good, it sells itself, Frank.
This is
it
true.
Sells itself.
This is true.
Just give it to somebody, try this, and they're going to be hooked. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. The cigar sells itself, Bob. You're right. You don't have to push it. Just try it once, one line, and you're going to want to try the rest of them. There's the new one.
Hey, so people,
new edition.
People were asking to show Leo, and I said I'm going to bring Leo. So Leo can
bring Leo.
Here's my service dog.
No, Leo's collar almost looks like the Peter James collar.
Look at that. Beautiful.
How is Leo doing?
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
He's tired. He's been traveling a lot, so he traveled with me uh, a lot. So he's been to Brazil, Nicaragua, Portugal. So we came from Nicaragua, then we went to Chicago, and then I could not get his paperwork to go back to Nicaragua, so he stayed with Mark, and then Josh stayed with Leo for the entire week while I was there in Nicaragua.
Oh, I bet you he didn't
corrupted him.
he
Oh
didn't
my
play any
God, poor
Michael
Leo.
Bublé for him either.
Boy.
Yeah, let's say that he acquired some bad habits.
I bet
And then he missed listen to Michael Bublé, but besides that, everything was cool.
Terrible. Hey, we do have a question. How's the Ron Harper cigar going?
yes,
People interested in
underrated.
knowing
Underrated.
It became one of our best sellers. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So what was amazing about that cigar is you guys know the whole story about the celebrity cigars don't work, and we talked about this before.
Yeah.
So when we finally decided to work on this project, we made the decision to kind of ship the cigars, launch the cigars, not mention anything about Ron Harper, and just kind of ship underrated to all as many accounts as we could. And then after we start receiving the reorders, the second reorder, third reorder, then we kind of revealed and said, and by the way, Ron Harper is a partner on this brand. So now people smoke the cigar for what the cigar is, and not for the name that's attached to the cigar. That was the whole point. He's a partner of the brand. He's not just signing a brand,
So Brett Tabor is smoking an underrated right now.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very generous cigar, so we sell a very good price point. I like to say has some of the most expensive tobaccos in the most inexpensive cigar. You were smoking Connecticut broadleaf. You were smoking HVA, from Ecuador.
Right.
You're smoking Medio Tempo from Pueblo Nuevo. So you're smoking like a lot of good tobaccos, and you're paying a very good price for it. So.
And I think that's the thing about your cigars too, is that you have a cigar for every price point really for people, so that they can come in at whatever fits their budget, because obviously people are on budgets, but cigar smokers tend to stray from their budget and smoke smoke more than they probably could afford. But when you're smoking a cigar like this, and this is a special cigar, I mean, let's face it, this Peter James is a cigar that I'm going to say would be probably one of the finest cigars that I've ever smoked in my entire life. And I've smoked a lot of different, but this is one of the finest smokes that I've ever smoked. And it's not just because you're sitting there. We had another very good cigar last week, which was excellent. We had no idea what we were expecting. And I thought it was kind of going to be this gimmicky, because it had this ring and this by Vicente blends, and another very good cigar. So I think the price, when you're smoking something like this at this price point, there's expectations, right, Luciano? I think people are going to expect a special experience. Sure. So I think that you deliver that and then some with this cigar, because again, it's going to be a cigar that you remember. It's not going to be something that you're going to say, "Oh, I'm going to remember this forever." In my hopefully, I live a long and
this is like our Christmas
life.
Cigar.
This is like our
holiday
this
cigar.
Is our holiday cigar that we're having, and we're enjoying. And those are the things that I think
celebration cigar.
Yeah, this is a celebration cigar, and that's why we're smoking it. This is a celebration of a wonderful year, and we're getting ready for the next new year. So this is a perfect way to end 2024, because it's special. It's
special, and we have a special person
exactly
who makes them. So I mean, come on.
Exactly. We couldn't ask for better a way to end our season, so to speak, is to have you here and smoking the cigar. People are like, is there going to be a hashtag? All I see is people say, "Where is there a hashtag?" Because people
we're not giving these away, folks.
Yeah, we're not giving them away
tonight.
Sorry.
We can do some giveaways again, you know, and then it's funny because every time we do a giveaway, then I forget. So now we have Josh.
Yeah, sorry, Luciano. I had to stay on top of you, buddy. But people wouldn't leave me alone.
But listen, here's the good thing. I start feeling guilty and then more guilty and more guilty. And then when I ship it, if the person won like a 5-pack, he wins like a 5 boxes at the end. So.
I know.
Yes, he was amazed. Thank you. That was incredible. Couldn't thank me enough. I say, hey, thank Luciano.
So if you see you not getting your prize, be happy every day that you don't get that prize, because that means that the prize is going to get better.
Especially now at the end of the year. Luciano's busy. So wait.
Oh, yeah.
The new year will be a great thing for you to receive something from
Why
Luciano.
is everybody doing hashtag Luciano? It's Luciano Cigars.
Because people, they can't spell. And then they say, why is my name not coming up? At least we figured to keep it simple, you know, then they'll be able to actually put their hashtag in.
You got to do the KISS method, you know. You got to keep it simple.
Yes,
Got
absolutely. Absolutely.
But even earlier, you know, Luciano, me and Bob were reminiscing about that night we were at your house there, you know, when you were living in Chicago, and we're doing, you know, pairings, and you're bringing out all kinds of different bottles and different cigar blends, and those little things.
I'll never forget that night. That night is
I think we had a couple of those nights, and I think that was the blessing of, you know, living close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus we are brothers information as well. So like we will see each other so much. And I remember when you guys first came, and I remember a conversation. I remember there was a point where we kind of look into deconstructing cigars and how to do that, and we did a lot of that stuff. So it was fun, a lot of fun. Yeah.
The construction, everybody loved that.
It's funny because
episodes.
now everybody is, you know, the fumas or the puritos, however you would like to call them. Now that's becoming a thing. Yeah. So you've got folks over at Aganorsa that are doing the fumas. They're doing events with fumas. Have you thought about doing that with because you were kind of like the originator of that.
He was
before
anybody. Luciano was always the first.
I don't know about that. I think actually there was some people doing it, the fumas before. The deconstruction of the cigars is something that at that time when we started, there wasn't anyone that I remember willing to kind of really show, the construction of their cigars, or willing to kind of really disclose how a cigar is manufactured.
Right, and I think that's what
goes into it.
Even looking at your Instagram, and I remember seeing a post that you made about the wrapper and how some company, and you wouldn't divulge the company because you're not that type of person, but you talk about how they would actually dye
the leaf
to give it color, and say that it was this, but it's really not that because it's dyed. So do you think that that's something that is commonplace in the industry, that it's kind of like shortcutting,
kind of lying to us?
lying or maybe not being as truthful as one should be? Because I mean, you know, I was talking about the oil. People love to see that oily wrapper and such. And then you kind of took the band off a cigar, and you could see underneath it, it was like a totally different color. And it wasn't that the band, all that happened was it didn't get color there. It's just, oops.
No 3-in-1 oil
or whatever those sprayed or whatever they do. But it's that kind of thing that I think you just educating people in a way that really is helpful to the cigar smoker.
Yeah, listen, I think education and information is very important. I don't know how many times we talked about this, how people are skeptical these days and they're craving truth. So whoever can present truth will succeed somehow. And when it comes to kind of the cheatings and stuff, I mean, a lot of people still watch reality TV and they still think it's reality, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You don't realize there's a lot of let's just say scripting that happens in reality television.
So we're to call you the whistleblower.
That's right.
You exposed it all.
I don't want to be that guy never ever. And listen, one thing I can tell you, there are, if it's a comfort, I would say there are the majority and many good cigar makers that don't cheat, don't cut corners. They do a great job.
Right.
And I think it's actually the majority. Of course, there's one here and there.
Those few, yeah. Unfortunately, ruin it for everybody.
And it's not, and believe it or not, those guys who are cheating, they are not the small guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
right,
small guys can't afford to cheat. They really can't. It could destroy them overnight. They have to do it right. They got to do the science and the research. They got to stay right up there with everybody else. They cannot take a chance in ruining their reputation.
Not if you want to make it.
No.
Not these days, anyway.
No.
Well, maybe just like you and your company, Luciano.
Gotten away with some stuff, but not now.
Well, yeah, no. Back in the 90s,
you could have gotten away with that shit.
A lot of people got away with a lot of bad things because
certainly did.
The boom back then was wild. It was wild. It was, we lived through it. We smoked through it.
Exactly.
And
people were smoking formaldehyde.
Yeah, we were smoking cigars, and I would just it was like you would get sick because of not fermented tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not enough time. And I think that really has. I haven't really smoked any cigar that I would say that.
No,
there's a couple, but that haven't aged their tobacco properly. I think everyone really has stepped up their game because competition, right? Somebody like yourself. I
mean, there's always going to be a couple cigars that come out that are rushed to the masses a little too early, and you get that ammonia smell off of it, But then there are a ton of other companies out there that are doing it right. They won't produce that cigar until it meets their quality standard, And you got to appreciate all the cigar companies that take the time to not rush stuff to the masses, So if they don't get it ready in time, so be it. It's not ready. You don't want to put a subpar cigar out there because then people put that stigma on you. And you want them to keep coming back to your brand. You want that to keep your customer happy.
Well, the consumer has become much more educated today than they were 30, 40 years ago.
Well, there weren't podcasts. There weren't anything like that. I mean, we were basically the only publication that was around was Aficionado back then.
Well, they started it. They started
it. That was it. There wasn't anything else.
This whole kind of holds to the truth that we're talking about cigars with everything. Look at bourbon.
Right.
I mean, look at how far bourbon has gotten. Before, stuff was pretty crappy years ago. And now everyone, even those cheap brands, people say, oh, I remember that. That's no good. Now they're doing like single barrel.
Wild Turkey. We'll put it. Let's put it right out there. Wild Turkey was
101 is a delicious bourbon. I mean, I can't put it down. I buy it.
Right.
Good bourbon. So everybody's becoming more educated, and their tastes have changed. And they have to keep up, whatever it is. All industries have to keep up with the consumer's education.
Yeah, that's
otherwise
true.
You just don't buy it. And they're out of business.
Speaking of education, Luciano, how many different leaves are in your Peter James line? Or like how many? Because I know we've talked about this time where we talk about
this is 5 countries, right?
Some have like 7 different leaves, 8 different leaves, 9 different leaves. What
you were talking about how many leaves or
how many
different
origins?
Yeah.
So we are talking about Brazil, Ecuador. We're talking about Nicaragua, and then Costa Rica
and Honduras.
And no Honduras, no
Oh no.
Honduras. So it's 4 total.
Nice.
Mm.
Man,
Yeah.
just the passion within this cigar.
Oh yeah. I mean, Kyle, this cigar has, and
I'm
you
just
picked the perfect name for the Vitola, Sublime.
I'm just
Yeah,
shocked.
this is sublime.
So long and not smoked this, Frank. I am just like, it kills me that you hadn't tried this earlier.
I
And,
did.
I can't believe it. But he sits on cigars forever. He does.
I don't sit on them forever. I wait.
He saves them
And
for the right time and for the shows.
That's
He doesn't
right.
smoke the show cigars.
I have a hard time speaking about. It's always difficult for us to speak about ourselves, unless if you're Trump or you're like.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's easy. But no,
So, uh, I was having this just kind of right before the show. We're having a meeting of our uh, administration with Peter James. I mean, with John Larandy and Adrian, and we're just talking about the feedback from stores, and this product has been this amazing acceptance. We always have to kind of look into the mistakes that we make and make sure that we correct them, right? So we're having some experiences where there is like a kind of millimetric kind of gap between the top of the box and the cigar. So when the cigar travels, sometimes some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they kind of are hitting the box, and you can see that some of the cigar rings got slightly damaged, and then we have to replace them, and we do immediately. Or because there's no cellophane now on the cigars, so sometimes the sides are a little loose, and the cigars can kind of bounce
they
back and forth.
bounce.
So yeah, it happens, especially if you shipping the cigars to a place that's too dry, and the person didn't
Right.
put it in the humidor immediately, and there's always like this situations that we have to do better. We have to make it better. We are changing all that stuff. But I heard this amazing story about this guy who walked into the store and he buys a box of Peter James because he's super excited about it, and then he smokes the cigar, and the first reaction was he opened the box, and there was this issue where some of the cigars, they turn so the bands are not aligned when you first
So it
smoke it,
wasn't
so you don't see the
perfectly
logo.
aligned. Right.
Yeah. So and then he has this kind of bad feeling, bad experience about that. So that's something we're fixing, by the way. So, but he grabs the cigar and he lights the cigar. And he starts smoking the cigar, and then the shop owner is super apologetic. Like he's coming to him and say, "I'm so sorry, we're gonna fix this," making a big deal. They all look at him and said, "Man, I could smoke this cigar without any band, without any box, without anything.
Right.
The cigar is like, it's amazing. It's the best cigar I've ever smoked in this kind of price point and stuff." And I believe that on the Peter James, like this cigar truly speaks by itself. Of course, we have the beautiful packaging. We have this kind of piano finish box and this beautiful label and stuff. But actually, at the end, the cigar is what will, especially if you are a cigar smoker, if you're a real consumer of cigars, you will pay attention to what the cigar is. And you guys know me. We wouldn't put any product out there that we cannot stand behind and support with the real story of the cigar. So
Right.
this is a very expensive cigar to make, and it is a very rare cigar to make. And the if I that's the only thing I ask. I don't mention companies' names, but get that cigar at that price range and compare with the same price range of other lines.
Yeah.
That's all you do. I don't want it to be
Right.
the best, but if you believe it's fair what you experience to what you pay, I'll be happy.
Absolutely. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Atabays and Alfonso's, they're all within this price gamut, I'll call it. And this is
And listen, and
Right.
another thing too.
Irons.
So it's probably that was the challenge, the entire challenge. If you go into some of these lines you mentioned, for example, I all of them, every single one you mentioned, by the way, I think they are amazing. Okay,
Right.
so it's especially Alfonso. He's putting some very kind of unique things out there. So, but they're all in the same frequency of strength
Right.
and taste profile somehow.
Yes.
And most expensive and elegant cigars, they're all into that kind of same kind of frequency range of strength and flavor. I think the disruption here with Peter James is you have that same, uh, uh, you have that kind of amazing quality, that amazing complexity, but that's delivered in a medium to full body cigar.
Right.
So that's the challenge, finding something that delivers all the flavors you're experiencing right now in that frequency of strength and texture at that price point.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Makes sense.
Absolutely. That makes a ton of sense. And there's a ton of transitions that happen throughout this cigar. So just like you being the traveler, this cigar is a traveler. It takes you from one place to another. And it is that journey that makes cigar smoking so unique, I think.
Well, that's the pleasure of it.
That's
That
the
is
pleasure.
the pleasure is right there. That transition from puff to puff, actually.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And the strength, the like you said, this is a medium plus cigar. And at that price point where we were discussing, you're right. A lot of those other cigars are very single dimension, where they don't go to a place where you ventured to go, which is again being out of the box. And I think that's the special part of the cigar, is that it does take you on that journey, and that strength and complexity just continues to evolve as you smoke the cigar.
I wanna say something. I'm watching some comments here. I usually don't. I have two things here. I have my computer and I have the camera here, so I can see the comments. No, there's I think it's calling her name. Let me see.
Colin McClure.
No, it's Agnes. Agnes was saying that she's guilty of buying with her eyes and stuff. That's something that my grandpa used to say a lot about the three images that we all have, or even like things, objects, consuming goods. It's like what people perceive you are, what you really is, and what what you think you are, right? So, and the more aligned those images are, the healthier you are. So I think a product needs to have the package that matches the quality,
Right.
and that's extremely important. So this two, they must go together. I believe in a sensory experience of like touching, holding the box, seeing it, and then smoking. I think those things are very, very important. Don't take me wrong, and I think Peter James does a very good job in doing that. And I just pointed out just a few tweaks that we are making to make that experience even better than what it is. But the truth is, I have to disagree with that, and I'm gonna make a very kind of strong argument. So don't be mad at me. But I can pack shit as beautiful as I want, and listen, it's gonna still be shit.
Right.
So I can pack it beautifully, and I'm telling you, when it comes to cigar, don't fall for that.
Right.
And that's the reason why we call the underrated. Packaging wise, it's very simple. There's nothing there, but the amount of the experience you get, the flavor, everything you get out of that cigar, it's phenomenal. So I don't want to. You guys know me. I'm not going to do a show just to kind of agree with everything and please everybody.
Oh yeah.
My advice to every single one of you that are watching is don't fall for packaging. Just don't do that. Just try it. And even if you have to kind of ask questions around of people that smoked before, if you're too afraid of trying something new on your own, just try. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised with the good quality of things that are out there, and also you'll be surprised with the terrible quality of certain things that you're being just smoking because it looks pretty and shiny, and
Oh yeah.
Someone wrote here, the bling wins sometimes.
Don't buy with your eyes.
Well, yeah, a lot of
know?
people get
Oh, yeah.
fooled. Luciano's right. I mean, you can get fooled by certain products because
Yep.
it's all about the packaging or the marketing. And
Right.
then when you go to use that product, all of a
No.
sudden you're like, I was sold a lemon. You know, is there a
Well,
lemon law for this?
I mean, I myself have been fooled by just a name. I won't say names, but there was a bigger name, you know, for a cigar manufacturer. One out there released a new cigar. I tried it just based because of the name that it came with, and I absolutely had a terrible experience with that smoke. Now, I mean, that's my opinion. Now, there are other people out there that love that cigar, and I imagine there's probably a lot of people that love that cigar for this big manufacturer to produce that cigar.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for me, it wasn't me, and it kind of sours you, you know, when you have that type of experience.
Well, yeah, especially when you're expecting one thing and get another. And
Yeah,
that's what
correct.
Luciano's
Mhm.
really saying much more eloquently than we
Yes.
are. Because
And also, one
Yeah.
thing, you know, we've been doing it for so long, and we talk a lot about the cigar that we're smoking that night of the show, and all four of us have different palates to say. And just because we enjoy a certain cigar, it might not work for one of our listeners, and they say, "Ah, those guys don't know
Of
what they're
course.
doing." And
Of
again,
course.
everybody is different. There's been many cigars sent to us that, you know, if three of us say no, let's not do it, and it's better not to say anything and put them on than putting it on and then, you know, not having to say nice words about it. And we don't want to do that to someone either. You know, we got to be honest, and, you know, we got to make that call and say, hey, listen, we tried it, but it's not for us. That's all. And we'll leave it simple as that, because a lot of our viewers do, I think, take our suggestion, and they do listen to our guests, and like you are, Luciano. And
Yeah.
we can see a lot of people are saying, hey, I got to try it. I got to get this. I got to get that. I want to check out the line, which, you know, we highly recommend, because there is a palette in your line for just about everyone.
yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So like it's like when Nick is saying here, you know, like he's new to the cigar world, so he admits to kind of fall into kind of flashy bands, but and he was let down. But he says now he buys one or a 5-pack max before he goes to a box.
Smart move.
Right.
So that's very intelligent. That's what you should do. You know,
Yeah.
buy for what it is, man. The world is tired of bullshit. We all want a real experiences. We all want truth.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And that's the hard part. You know, the truth, you know, that's what we try to do.
Will
I think
set
we
you
come to
free.
that.
The truth will set you
Set
free.
you free.
That's right. That's
It
But
right.
always does.
But
Yeah.
I definitely say what you just said, Luciano, is absolutely right on. Right on. If you never had an experience of any of the cigar our guests, then yes, try one or get the, you know, sample pack or whatever and check it out before you lay out all the money on a box. For the most part, I think you're going to really enjoy, you know, the stuff that we're telling you.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
is
I
good.
I go back to when one of the very first times I met Luciano, and you know we're sitting there, and he asked me, he's like, "Well, what do you normally smoke? You know, how do you like this?" And then he hands me the Dominique Wilkins MXS,
Yep.
and he's like, you know, which was completely outside of my norm.
You're outside of your box. Back
Yeah.
then, you really weren't a
I remember that day. I remember that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and he-
I don't smoke Maduros. Too
Yeah.
strong. Oh.
And look at him now. He's an animal.
literally opened my mind. I mean, it was the light bulb that went on. I'm like, holy crap, I've been missing out on so much shit for my whole life. I mean, I'm like, it was an eye opener. And you know, I'm sitting there smoking that Dominique Wilkins, and I'm like, this is a freaking fantastic cigar. I'm like,
It
this
really is.
wonderful. And to this day, I mean, I give all the credit to Luciano for, you know, allowing my taste buds to go somewhere else that I normally wouldn't have ever gone. And now it's, you know, I go into a cigar lounge and I'm like, what do you have new? I'm like, I don't care what it is. Don't
Always.
ask me what I've been smoking. I want to know what you have new. Let me try everything.
100%.
Have to
Hey,
try.
Luciano, Agnes, she's been on a little follower for a little while now. She says, I don't think I've ever smoked a Luciano cigar, what should I try first? I love Maduro, full body, non-boring cigars. What would you suggest to Agnes?
First of all, Agnes, nobody's perfect, so I understand. No worries. The second, no, I would say, Agnes, that I saw the other comment you made about, smoking. It looks like you work for the industry because you said you smoked Byron's and Alfonso's and you get paid for it. So that's great. I think a very good way to start is smoking good Maduro of our line today would definitely be probably the first cigar that we ever made out of our factory, which is actually called the Tenebris, Fiat Lux Tenebris. We did in collaboration with Plasencia, making at their factory. We're using our tobaccos there. It's I like to call as a sort of a celebration of the connection between us. This is not a Plasencia cigar. This is a Luciano Cigars, but we've been trading tobaccos every now and then, and we decided to somehow create this limited edition cigar. After I visit their Honduras factory, I saw this kind of beautiful wrappers in a corner. It was a very small quantity. I could see a small pilon. And then I asked Eric Fernandez, it's one of their cousins, like, what is that? And then he called Conrado, who is not here with us anymore, unfortunately, who said, oh, this is San Agustin, and it's been there for a while. We don't have enough to make any lines. So how many cigars can we make out of this? So I calculated in my head. I said we can make probably about 10,000 cigars of it. And we did. It was our one of our first limited editions ever. And that's a very good Maduro for you to start.
Yeah,
it's a clean Maduro. Very there's a lot. They leave us a lot of sweetness and medium strength with it, which is quite unique. But the Peter James is something. It's a very good Maduro too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Tenebris was great because we smoked it right before we smoked this, and it was so different than your entire line. So I was like, oh, this is very, very different, very, very unique, and it was floral. When I opened up that cello, it's very floral. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a different experience. But then when you started smoking it, I'm like, oh, the floral part is not there, but it was very earthy and cocoa-y.
Yeah, it didn't taste the way it smelled.
Felt right.
Completely different.
Completely different. Very different experience, and it was excellent.
But if she smokes Alfonso's and Byron's,
this is right up your alley. This is right up your alley.
This is
the cigar, and it's going to differentiate itself from those immediately.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Hey, we got the guys from the Phoenix Lounge Cigar Club. Those guys are special. They're out of Texas. Sean Una Reps is part of that group.
Yeah, all right.
And just gonna shout out for these guys. They are amazing. I've been there a couple of times. They have this amazing group of people. They get together in one of their members' house. It has a beautiful house next to a farm, and he owns the farm too. Have horses and goats, and it's a quite interesting group of people, different people. But an amazing group.
I'm gonna hit you with some hard-hitting questions here, Luciano, and it seems to be the common the topic of discussion everywhere we always go. Once you get the cigars home and into your humidor, cello or no cello?
If it's for the humidor that's going to be ready to smoke, no cello. If it's in a humidor that I'm going to keep the cigars for a long period of time, with cello. So it depends on the, but I would say in general, just keep it the cello, especially if it's a real cello.
Right.
A real cello.
There
are fake cellos out there, right?
There are some fake cellos.
There's several fake cellos out there that you just don't know about. But there's if you burn the cello and you can smell plastic,
and it's not
and you
cello.
can see that. you can see that kind of, as you burn the cello, it drops. So that's not
no
cello, that's plastic. So the
That's
plastic
no
will
good.
not be breathable, so it doesn't breathe.
Right.
If it's cello, it's breathable. So it's actually good for you to keep the cello most of the times.
I like to see when I age my cigars in cello, I love to see that buildup of it. It'll brown that cello.
Yeah, the yellowness. Yeah,
It yellows it out a little bit.
The real cello.
Yeah, the real cello isn't actually.
No, it seems like no, but I don't understand is why people save money with cellophane. Like maybe cellophane will vary from maybe costing a cent in a cigar to maybe half of a cent in a cigar if it's not like it's ridiculous. So anyways.
Yeah, well, everybody's looking to save a penny, and that's where the greed comes in, and that's where they lose the perfection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those that know what's going on.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, anyway, everybody's talking about the cello now.
Everybody's
Hey,
burning
listen,
their cello. Sure.
Everybody's starting to
Why-
burn cello and test it. Uh-oh.
Do it.
That's
Do
a
you know
good.
why?
I like that idea that you just take a cello and see.
Yeah.
I mean that
Yeah.
could tell a story in and of itself.
Tells a lot. Tells a lot.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Anyway.
you can try it home. Try it home. Just don't set your home on fire, but try it.
Do it outside. Yeah.
Outside,
A
away from
public announcement right here from the crew. Do not burn cello in the house, please.
Yeah, please. Don't set off your smoke alarm. We don't want to have
But
to
see,
see.
but look how important the cello is, because the cello, like not the cigar not being able to breathe inside the cello. If it is an excess of humidity, that humidity is going to be trapped there,
Right.
and also there's more chances for that cigar to get mold,
Right.
and it's just not good for you anyway. So
Mhm.
Wow.
it's almost like smoking a cigar with mineral oil on it.
Oh.
That's quite interesting.
Covered in mineral oil. Yeah.
I think people learned quite a bit tonight. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Class
Always.
101 is still in session. But
Always.
interesting.
Dude, I'm drinking. So someone asked what I was
Yeah, they
drinking.
want to
I
know
was
what you're
drinking-
drinking.
Yeah, here we go.
I
Look
was
at-
drinking Buffalo Trace, and then
Yep. He moved.
now I'm drinking this thing. This is amazing, by the way. This is actually a rum,
the
Nashville
color.
barrel,
Mhm.
and it's 140% proof. This is like
Be careful of a lot of stuff.
it's
Yeah.
crazy, man. So big shout out to Dallas from Blaze Cigar Lounge in Louisville, Kentucky. So he's the one who kind of introduced me to this. And Paul Wood,
I like
one of our-
Agnes. Agnes is funny. So Agnes says
Man.
firefighters can be very good looking. So a little fire of cello might be just the treat.
Look at this spicy girl right there.
Agnes is already thinking. She's
Agnes,
planning.
she doesn't realize that we are volunteer firefighters. So if we show up, you might get frightened by us.
Yeah, you need to go back to your calendar of 1977 and find a six-pack.
Ronnie's more like a keg. Ronnie's a keg kind of guy.
Well, I am now.
Six-pack. Hey, Luciano, there was something that I saw on your Instagram, which I thought was really pretty amazing. You were skateboarding. So I didn't realize that you could shred on a skateboard still to this day. I mean, me, if I got on
He's a young
skateboard,
guy.
if I
He's
got on
young
a
guy.
skateboard, I would be in the hospital probably, the next 5
Two-
minutes after.
two hip replacements.
But Luciano has such great balance, and he's
Yes.
holding the cigar. I mean, it's impressive, Luci. I have to tell you, that's
Some people like to pretend they do it. I actually, I can tell you this, man. I've been I skateboard. I started skateboard when I was probably 10 years old, and I did until I was, I don't know, 18, 19. I always liked skateboarding, and and I always loved like the street style for me. Like I would go and I did some crazy stuff. I don't know
Like
what
Tony Hawk.
You're like Tony Hawk was.
I'll get rides in buses, and I'll do all that sort of shit. You know those things you see like in the movies. I did that stuff a lot.
Wow, nice.
And I would go every day from house to school in my skateboard, downhill, kind of doing crazy maneuvers. I got like, I don't know, I got so many injuries out of that, but but it's something I actually love. So that skateboard is not even mine; it's my daughter's skateboard that she had. Yeah. And then I said, let me see if I still got some juice here. And I put the iPhone there in a rock there to record. So it was not. Anyways, yeah, I love it. I still do it once in a while, but I need to do more.
Yeah, can you find us a skateboarding cigar smoker? Maybe we could, call it like the shredder or something.
There's some fake skateboarders that smoke cigars and make cigars and stuff. So.
Oh, really? I don't know. Yeah, I haven't smoked any, so I can't tell you if they're any good.
I'm gonna make you laugh, Luciano. When Jen and Dean introduced skateboarding on the Tammy show, that was back in '65, I think it was.
I'm not that old, bro.
We all went crazy. I went crazy. I said, I gotta have one of these. So we took apart roller skates. Back then, they were steel wheels. Took them apart, and I put a slab of wood. And that's how I came down 86th Street right on our block.
Yep.
Straight down on that thing.
Was that the light blue one that you painted?
Yeah, you remember that.
Of course I remember that. I'm your brother.
And then finally they were available. I went and bought one. I was like, I did that for a couple of years.
I tell you what, Frank, let's go take a short break from our friends.
Yeah,
because Stock has to go to the bathroom.
Let's
give a break.
Trivia.
Wow,
let's get into that trivia.
We'll take
Here you go, folks. It's time to run to the bathroom. But before that, a word from our friends and sponsors.
Another day in paradise, slanging cigars.
Howard G. Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: the Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind, and the newly released Perfect Round featuring 18 cigars, a front 9 and a back 9. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands.
A family of 4 generations in tobacco. It started in Odense, Denmark 141 years ago, 1882, with a factory and a retail store by Eric Peter Stokeby. 4th Generation is a premium quality brand consisting of a selection of tin and loose tobaccos made in Denmark, pipes made of the finest quality briar, and superior accessories from leather goods, lighters, and pipe tools. The selection of 4th Generation products are available in premium pipe and cigar stores in the US and many European countries.
Check out fourthgenpipetobacco.com.
And we are back.
We are back, folks. We are back.
Billy, the hashtag is Luciano. Can't get any easier than that, guys. Get your hashtags in, folks. Hurry up, because it's going to be a wonderful prize. And the longer you wait, as you heard
The
from the
better
man himself, the better it gets. So don't pester me, please. You will get it. And when I get to the post office, you'll get it. That's the bottom line from my stuff to you. It's the holidays. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a couple of good, interesting trivia questions that I'm going to ask. And Lucci,
Yeah, but before that, for the little prize, all right? Not the grand, but the little prize, okay? From our man, Alan Gold, who's watching, and, he's part of this here. We've got a brand new CAO cigar,
traveling
box that you can put your Luciano cigars in.
Yeah,
right
I love bringing that to the golf course. It fits in my bag.
Nice, perfect,
sturdy,
really nice.
Very nice, very nice.
What does that hold? About 4 cigars, right?
Yeah,
4 or 5, depending on the size.
Yep.
And then from our sponsor, Corona Cigars, had that beautiful morning drink with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, depending who you want to hang out with. We've got a beautiful Corona
FSG mug.
There you go. Yeah, look at the size of that. That's pretty big.
Ronnie put his hand in there. You better sterilize it.
Disinfect it. I'll put it on my head too, so you have to clean the bottom. Okay, so there you go.
Put that in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So those are 2 wonderful gifts that we have for you guys for the holidays, so you can win that, and that's going to be our beginning prizes.
All right. So now, here's some of these wonderful trivia. I figured it's Christmas. I'll give you guys some Christmas trivia. See if you might know the answer.
Oh, this is the one. What size pants does Santa Claus wear?
Well, ask Ronnie. Ask Ronnie, whatever size. But Ronnie wears it down by his ankles. Yeah. He uses the waist size on
but
Ronnie.
He's still a size 28.
Yeah, he's a size 28. Yeah. On one leg.
Hey, Luciano, what am I going to do with these guys? You know, they're blood. What am I supposed to do? How do I get rid of them?
You can't, man. You guys are stuck for life.
Eternity for sure. Unbelievable. So, yes, I'll make the announcement on that, Luciano, in a second here. And I think the audience is going to absolutely love your, oh my God. Wait till you hear this, folks.
Christmas gift.
Should I say it now or what? I mean, really, should I just give it away?
Sit there and wait.
Let them wait. Yeah, let them wait. Let them suffer.
Let them suffer.
Let's get the audience build up a little bit more. All the latecomers. That's what they come in for.
You should just say a word. It's going to be a surprise when it shows up at their door.
Well, it's a starter pack. Let's put it that way. And then again, for every month that you wait, it's going to get even bigger. That's all.
No, these are very important questions that I'm going to ask you guys right now. The Star of Bethlehem that guided the wise men is believed to be a comet, or what planet? What planet?
Mercury.
No, not
Pluto.
Mercury. No.
Saturn.
I didn't hear the question right.
All right. Okay. So I want to make sure Luciano heard this. The Star of Bethlehem that guided the wise men is believed to be a comet, or what planet? What planet? People are going to be amazed by this.
People are saying Venus.
No, it wasn't Venus. People are going to think I made this up.
I thought it was the North
Comet.
It was,
what about comet itself?
It was it believed to be a comet, or what planet? The planet is Uranus.
There you go.
Oh, Brett's got Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus. I didn't know that.
Uranus.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this is a good one. So the holly inside a wreath actually represents Jesus's crown. What represents his blood?
The wine.
No, in a wreath, Bob. It's part of a wreath.
Oh, really?
Tulip, I don't know. The red bow.
The red berries. The red berries
Okay.
represented his blood on a wreath.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. So this is a good one.
Still for us or
all
the
for
audience?
you guys?
Okay.
Yeah. I have a good amount. I figured you guys were.
Everybody's got to stick around for the grand. I can just tell you that right now. Make sure you stick around.
So, supposedly, the first Christmas was held in York, the UK. In what year, Bob? What year?
1392.
I was born then, so I mean,
I'm going to tell you that
I got there a little late.
That
Kyle.
it's a little. It's pretty long ago.
Pretty long ago.
Pretty long ago. 521 AD.
Wow.
Wow.
It was the first Christmas that was held in York.
holy cow!
Yep.
Very nice.
That's right.
Yep.
Orlando
York,
says
One last question for you guys.
all right.
Boxing Day is also celebrated as what day? Boxing
like
Day.
boxing?
Not that kind of Boxing Day. It was boxing because that's where they did the collections for the poor. But it's also known as what day? It's named after a saint. I'm giving you guys, Lucci, you're disappointing me here. I thought you would know this. You know, I thought you would have this.
Bartholomew.
My daughter happened to be born on this day. It's the day after Christmas, also known as
Return Day.
Return Day. St. Stephen's Day.
St. Stephen's Day. That's
St. Stephen's. All right, this one's for the
he
audience.
was the first Christian martyr.
Yes. Yes.
I remember
There you go.
Steve's department store. They used to be in New York.
Frank, just to let you know, for the big one, you need to come up with a few more questions.
A few more questions.
Just
Did we give any other small prizes yet?
No, we're going to do the small one right now. That's going to be for our audience, and that's going to be for the prizes here that I just
The
showed.
big one is Kyle with the hashtag.
Spinning the wheel.
There's going to be a few spinning the wheel, Kyle. I'm just letting you know now. All right, folks? I'm giving it away to you.
I'm giving it away.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We
Okay.
left Ronnie in charge. We're in trouble.
Now this question is for the audience.
This is for the small question.
For the audience.
For the audience.
For the audience. Okay.
All right. The first ever artificial Christmas tree was a German tree made of what? What was it made of? The first ever artificial Christmas tree was a German tree. What was it made of?
Let's see if Josh Bieber can answer that as the big German he is.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Beer
bottles. Aluminum foil. Paper. We got some good
Aluminum, goose feathers.
chocolate. No, not chocolate, Anthony. I'd love it for it to be a chocolate. Who said goose feathers? First person.
Oh, go back. No, that was way up there. Way up there.
Like
Hold on.
Harper, way up here.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
these guys are very quick on the ChatGPT stuff.
I know.
Okay.
Let me look at Josh Harper.
Colin McClure said that after Sam Fennell.
The first person that I see on our tote board here is John Harper. Goose feathers. He's absolutely
it's not.
It's
No,
not.
Colin McClure.
The first person was actually Will Mahoney.
No, Colin's got him beat on mine.
I'm
Will came right after Colin.
I got John, then I got Matt, and then I've got.
I'm seeing I see Colin McClure first, and then Will Mahoney.
Yep, correct.
Colin
It's
McClure.
Colin McClure, guys.
Okay, it's Colin McClure.
All right, Colin. Congratulations, buddy.
Feathers, huh?
Goose
Wow.
feathers. I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Goose
All
feathers.
right.
Colin
How'd
McClure.
they make a tree out of that?
That's why it was
Okay.
fake.
What's the prize, Ronnie? What's the prize?
The prize was the CAO box and the Corona cigar coffee mug.
There we go. So this is the first of the whatever. Luciano,
all right. So let me let you know what the prize is from Luciano. And Luciano, thank you so much. You're going to do this 3 times, so it's going to be 3 chances on the spin, guys.
Okay.
You're going to get a 1 pack at a time. What's
you have
that?
to be here to win. You got to be here. You got to comment. You're still here.
Yeah, you got to say I'm still here. if your name is called. If you don't say I'm still here, then we're moving on to the next.
They don't get the goose feather treat.
They don't get the. You get the goose feather treat.
You get goose.
You get goose.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Luciano. Let me see if this is correct. You're telling me it's going to be a Christmas 5-pack of cigars, right? 3 times.
Yeah, it comes. It's a beautiful fresh pack, Christmas themed. Yeah, so it's a nice. This one we cannot be late, otherwise we're gonna miss Christmas.
Right, and then after those 3,
and then
the super grand prize, guys. You listen to this, is going to be a 5-pack of Peter James cigars at the $300 plus value, along with the brand new Luciano hat that he's just released.
Wow.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that correct, Luciano? Did I read that right?
That's correct.
All right. So the first 3 is going to be for 3 5-packs, and then the super grand prize. Peter James 5-pack worth over $300, along with the brand new Luciano hat that just came along that he just did. Okay.
Wow.
So 4 prizes.
All right.
Are you guys ready?
Well, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Can I put my name in?
Yeah. Can I put? Yeah, I was going to say, can we put our names in? Hold on. Let me get the hashtag in there.
It's an alias.
All right. Go nice and slow, guys.
Winner.
All right? Remember, get your Luciano, get your hashtag in now, or forever hold your peace.
Winner. First winner is going to be
spin that wheel.
Spinning the wheel. And
no, next wheel. Next wheel.
Orlando. Don't give it to Orlando.
No. Orlando Perez. Holy cow. But is he still here?
He's all right. He's all right.
Is he still here? Is he still here? Yes, he is. Unfortunately, yes. Okay, Orlando, congratulations.
Nice. All right.
Wow. Okay. Good show. Good show.
Second winner. We need the
we need a little thing that's ting 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 ting.
Jason
Lawrence.
Jason Lawrence. Whoa.
Hi.
Jason, be here. Where are you at, Jason?
Be here. Say I am here, or
say
you are not.
Say anything.
Say anything.
By the time we count to 10. You don't answer.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Is he
2?
Oh yeah, he's here.
He's here. You got him?
Yeah,
he's here.
Oh man, talk about taking it down to the wire, Jason. What are you doing? You're getting everybody excited.
Lawrence.
Jason Lawrence, make sure you PM me your address, please.
All right. Third.
Congratulations.
Third winner coming up. Texas!
Whoa!
All right. You got to be here, Texas. Come on, Taurus. Where are you at?
Luciano. I got you, buddy. Thank you for that.
Countdown.
Texas, where are you?
Texas, where are you at? I know you're here.
Shout out in Texas. There he is. He goes, yes.
All right. Perfect. All right. Now this
is the grand prize.
This is it.
Big one.
Well, just everybody hold on. Don't skip out after this one. Do me a favor. Just saying. Just saying.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
Right. Here we go.
Leave.
Ronnie's going to put his old sneakers in on the next one.
As long as it's not a pair of Ronnie's old underwear, we're good.
What is the next one? What is the next one? Is the same 5-pack or are we already in the grand prize?
We're going on to the Peter.
This is going to be the Peter James.
The Peter James, the big one. The big one.
All right, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Beep, 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 beep. Billy!
Oh, there you go.
Responder from Long Island, New York. Congratulations, Billy.
I gotta thank Billy, because Billy came to an event at Casa Aficionado 2 days ago. I was there, and he brought these amazing cannolis from New York.
There you go. From Stasi, right?
So appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Hold on, folks. Hold on. There's more.
Hold on. We got a little saying for this one.
Leave the gun.
All because you guys are simply amazing, and it's Christmas, and we have one of the most amazing men that in the world. Someone special to all of us, and to me especially, Luciano. Thank you for the next offer again. You got another 5-pack of the Peter James cigars. Okay, guys, you're going to get one more chance. Luciano, cannot thank you enough, man. Wow. You are, as usual, amazing. Thank you.
Luciano with the heart of gold here.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right, let's
hold on, Colleen. You could possibly win. Stick around.
Yep, here we go.
Agnes, she sees her name pass and she's like, please be me.
This is it, folks. This is it for the last and amazing prize.
Eat it!
Oh, holy cow. Very good. Wow. Is she here?
Here, right?
Is she still here?
I'm here. I use that as an alias.
That's
I'm here. I'm here.
Wow. You got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
Come on,
7.
Enid. We know you're there. She is.
6.
There's Enid.
I'm here. All right. Whoa. Congratulations. Eden, send me your address. Oh, guys. Wow. This is truly a Merry Christmas indeed.
Wow.
Sure. And listeners, thank you for the year's support.
That this is probably such a blessing for Enid, because her husband was just recently in the hospital and just got back home from the hospital. So what a great Christmas present that she can have for everything that she's endured over the last week. So congratulations, Enid.
That's awesome. I'm happy
Definitely
to hear that,
celebrate.
brother.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all you winners. And from all of us, we can't thank you enough for the entire year that you've been supporting the show and watching us. And we can't thank you enough. You put us on the map here. And Luciano, from the beginning of our show, 6.5 years ago, we were so honored to have you wrap up 2024 with us. We're excited for your entire staff, your entire business line, and just for who you are, my man. I love you. Thank you. Thank you,
brother. And I love you guys. I'm having goosebumps. Look.
Ooh.
I got him too.
I'm truly honored to be in the last show of the year and the wrap-up show. I think what you guys are doing is amazing. You guys keep saying, it's about our journey and how we're growing and stuff. But I remember our early conversations 6 years ago about this show and what you
in
guys
your backyard. In your
and-
backyard, trying all your
and you
cigars and
guys-
drinking.
and you guys became one of the most popular, if not the most fun to watch show in our entire industry. So I am very, very proud of you as well, and very honored to call you my brothers.
Thank you.
In more ways than one, my man.
Yes.
More ways than one.
We're here because of you.
You put
Yep.
us on the
You
map.
put us here.
Yep.
You
You
helped us along.
You guys are very generous.
And if you ever find yourself out in Tampa, Luciano, I hope you reach out to me, because
we're not so far from each other, but I'm here in Boca Raton, so we're like
You're
about
closer
3.5
to us.
hours.
You're closer to us.
That's right. That's right.
Go to Margaritaville. Don't worry about it.
For real.
But thank you again.
Have a
Wishing
great
you and your family.
holiday
Yes.
and a wonderful new year and so much success coming your way.
And joy.
I know it,
And
man.
joy.
Enjoy
Joy
it.
is the big.
Thank you, guys. Same for you, for your families. I hope you guys have a great Christmas.
Thank you.
And looks like we're gonna have a better year.
Oh yeah.
Than before.
Next 4 years.
Next 4 years better than the last 4 years.
For sure. It's gonna be 12 years
Amen to
guaranteed.
Amen to that.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, people are asking where can you get those new hats? How do they get those new hats?
So actually, those new hats will be very easy for you to get. Here's what we're doing. So that's a good closing for the night.
Yeah.
You know, most people give those hats in cigar events, right? So they go to a cigar event and you buy the amount of cigars. You get the raffle, you get the hat. So we're doing a little different. We are shipping those hats to every single client. They buy a certain amount of boxes, they get an amount of hats.
Wow.
Almost every box gets a hat. So, and then
nice.
the store owners, by the way, you guys are the first ones to hear this because we haven't even announced yet. But
exclusive.
the store owners are the ones to become the heroes. So they're the ones who will give those hats to their clients if they want to. Let's say someone comes and buy our cigars, they want to give something to them, they'll have the hats to give to them.
Wow.
So
nice.
we are shipping lots of hats to our clients, so they'll be out there. So
Nice.
and they're very good quality hats, by the way. So it's very kind of
sure.
high end
Great.
hats. So
I'm sure they're beautiful. Oh yeah.
And knowing you,
yeah, I can see the L on them already.
Yeah.
I can just saying.
yeah.
definitely got to get them.
Sure
No
guys
question
get-
about it. Definitely. Again, from all of us to you, Luciano, your family, and your staff, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New
Thank
Year.
you. Merry
Folks,
Christmas, guys.
we will see you back in January in 2025 with the new season, and some different things are going to be happening. So
Yes, you'll
stay
see-
tuned
Stay
and
tuned.
enjoy.
Exactly.
Love you all.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's
Here.
to everybody.
Merry
Salud.
Christmas.
Salute.
Salud.
Happy holidays.
Salute. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Tell my brothers to line 'em up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through.